But yeah, pretty much you touched it on before, Bob, but Nick, castle law, that's what we just want to talk about. Pretty much explain to people actually what it is, because you hear it thrown around, but what does it actually mean for the rights of the people?
Castle law, the actual principle's been actually adopted quite well by a number of US states where you're actually allowed to defend yourself with any means necessary if you're faced with a home intruder or someone who's a perpetrator on your property. But it originally was grounded in legislation, or I should say a civil case over in the UK, over in England back in the 1600s. There was a case there and it became basically ingrained in their law over there that every man's castle is their home. And so it should be. Someone should have the right to defend themselves if someone's coming through the door, if someone's coming to hurt them, their family, or damage or steal part of their property. The reality is in Queensland, it's in layman's terms, you only have like-for-like force. So if you've got like-for-like force, you've got a split second to decide how you're going to defend yourself, your family, when someone's caught you off guard, comes through the door or the window late at night, and all of a sudden you might have done what is necessary to protect your family. All of a sudden you're ringing 000 and your lawyer because you might be being charged for using excessive force. Imagine going through the process of actually defending your property and protecting your family and essentially having to protect yourself against a law that could actually see you in court trying to defend yourself for everything from assault through to murder.
And that's what, like, when hearing you guys talk about this, and I don't know where the stage of it is at with castle law, but it seems like you're saying everything like that, what everyone's thinking. So why is it that the minority population has the bigger voice over this subject?
Yeah, so just give you a bit of an update on where we're at. We've introduced castle law. The KAP has introduced castle law into the Queensland Parliament. The first time castle law has actually been introduced in modern time in any state across Australia.
It's never been needed, Nick, because it's part of the common law.
That's right.
But now it is needed.
So, yeah, exactly, Bob. So, essentially, we've introduced the legislation, making some amendments, and the fact is it's gone into the Parliament. It's now in front of the committee. It's the Safety Committee across Queensland. They're actually pulling the bill apart. They'll be going through a process of public consultation, public hearings, and then they'll write a report saying whether or not it should be a bill that passes and becomes law in Queensland. But during this time right now, I'm stressing to people, get involved, put a submission forward. The committee process is open for submissions, but there's also an opportunity to get involved when the public hearings happen. And what we've actually put up on the Queensland Parliamentary Petition website is a petition calling for Queenslanders to sign our petition. And you'd be surprised, Jack, in the last week and a half, we've got over 22,000 signatures. Yeah, right. So what I've learned so far in Queensland politics is you've got a state government usually that will push through whatever they like, but every now and then Queenslanders get something that they want, and it's usually when they band together and demonstrate that there's public support and people power can move legislators in the right directions sometimes.
Do you actually think like the government's afraid of things like that? Like when it comes to any law, like obviously at the end of the day, if you look at it like a business, you want your people to listen to you. But if you've got like these small minority, or not minority, but like you guys coming forward, do you think that's like, is it a bad thing for like the government seeing that, or is it a...
No, it's an excellent thing because Robbie Catter put it beautifully when I was running for my second term of politics. He said, Nick, I really wish that there was a state election every year because they seem to listen to the people when you're coming up to an election, or they find out or realise where North Queensland in those votes all of a sudden sit, because governments are interested in two things. That's one thing they're interested in. Political parties, large political parties, are interested in getting into government, and then they're interested in staying in government. But the thing is, especially those marginal seats, they start seeing where those votes go. And there's a book called The Numbers, and it's a political book in regards to if you've got the numbers, you can win government, you can hold government, or you can change policy. And in this case here, you've got a state government that's pretty worried about losing government at the moment. You've got an opposition that's trying to scratch and bite and fight their way into government right now. So if you can demonstrate that a policy has large public support, you never know what's going to be picked up by either one of these two major political parties as we're pushing through to the October election.
Nick, if we had a vote on that now, you put it into the House, and the only criticism I'd make, going through their processes, just put it in the House and call their bluff. You're going to vote for it, you're going to not vote for it. If you put it in the House now, and I know you're trying to give other people a chance to, every chance to do the right thing, but if you put it in the House now, will the Liberals vote for it?
None of them have indicated that they're supportive. The two major parties right now, doesn't matter if it's Liberal or Labor, right now they've become basically a weather vane. They will do what the public wants.
Yeah, but the public in Brisbane. It's what the public...
Right. Where the masses are.
No, the endowed classes, the entitled classes in Brisbane, the double degree, done nothing people. That's who they listen to.
Yeah.
Double degree, done nothing.
Yep.
They never worked in a mine.
No, that's
Worked
right.
in a cane field.